The night was cold and still. The kind of night where even the wind holds its breath. The street lights hummed faintly, casting weak yellow circles on the wet pavement. It was almost midnight when Daniel Carter left his office after working late. He lived just a few blocks away. Usually, he'd take the main road home, but tonight, he decided to cut through the old park. It was a shortcut he'd taken dozens of times. But as soon as he stepped inside, he felt it. Something was different. The park, once full of children's laughter in summer nights, now stood in silence. The swings, rusted and creaking, dangled like forgotten skeletons. The slide leaned to the side, its paint cracked and peeling. Everything about it felt abandoned. Like a place the world had simply stopped caring about. Daniel zipped his jacket, shoved his hands into his pockets, and kept walking. His footsteps echoed sharply against the cracked pavement. He wasn't scared. Not yet. But the quiet wrapped around him like a cold, heavy blanket. And then, he froze. Creak, creak, the sound sliced through the silence. It came from the swing set at the far end of the park. One of the swings was moving. Slowly. Back and forth, but there was no wind. No one around. He tried to brush it off. Probably just the wind, he thought, but deep down, he already knew that wasn't true. The chains rattled softly, like someone small was sitting there. Then came a sound that made his blood run cold. A laugh. A child's laugh. High. Sweet. Echoing through the empty park, Daniel's heart slammed against his ribs. He spun around, scanning the shadows. "Hello?" he called out. His voice cracked slightly, louder than he meant. "Is someone there?" Nothing. Just the swing. Moving on its own. He should have walked away right then. But something about that swing pulled at him, like invisible hands had wrapped around his ankles, rooting him to the spot. He took a slow step forward. Then another. The swing began to move harder now, as if someone was pushing it from behind. The chains screeched. The shadows stretched around the park, bending with the motion. It felt like the night itself was watching him. "Hey," Daniel whispered nervously. "This isn't funny." And then, he saw it. For a single heartbeat, no more than a blink, there was a boy on the swing. A little boy, no older than 6. His clothes were old-fashioned, his hair messy, his feet bare and dirty, and then, he was gone. Daniel stumbled back, gasping. He rubbed his eyes. "I imagined that," he told himself. "I'm tired. It's nothing." But the laugh came again. Louder this time. Surrounding him. Then the swing stopped. Dead still. The air turned icy. His breath puffed out in the dark. And behind him, a whisper brushed against his ear. "Play with me." Daniel spun around. Nothing. Just the slide, the seesaw, and the empty benches. But he felt it, warm breath on the back of his neck. He bolted. Running toward the park gate, his footsteps echoing, but the laughter chased him. "Play with me. Play with me. Play with me." He yanked open the gate and stumbled onto the street. The laughter stopped. Just like that. Silence. Bent over, gasping, Daniel turned back. The park was still again. But the swing was moving, and this time, 2 swings moved in perfect rhythm. Daniel didn't go to work the next day. He couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw that boy's hollow stare, heard that voice echoing through his skull. It was stress, he told himself. Just stress. But that night, things got worse. As he passed his living room window, something caught his eye. Across the street, in the park, a small figure stood by the swing. Motionless. Staring straight at his window. The boy. Daniel's chest tightened. He pulled the curtains shut and backed away. But then he heard it, the creak of a swing. Not outside. Inside his apartment, his heart pounded in his ears. Slowly, he turned toward the hallway. The sound grew louder, and then he saw it. In the middle of his living room stood an old wooden chair, one he didn't own. It was rocking gently, back and forth, like a swing, and sitting on it, faint in the flickering light, Was the boy. Smiling, Daniel whispered, "This isn't real. This isn't real." The boy tilted his head slowly and whispered back, "Now you can play forever." The lights went out. The next morning, the neighbors complained about the sound of a chair creaking all night. When the police broke in, they found the chair swaying softly in the corner. Daniel was gone. No forced entry. No signs of struggle. Just silence, and in the park, if you stand still at midnight, you can hear two swings moving. And sometimes, if the night is quiet enough, two children laughing. If this story gave you chills, hit that subscribe button for more haunting tales. Just don't listen alone.